This is a no bullshit guide on how you can finally overcome social anxiety. At some point in our lives, we freeze. Picture this. There's a beautiful woman in front of you. You want to talk to her, but you don't know what to say, and you have the desire to speak to that person, for example, but you just don't do anything at that moment. You just don't know what to do. Like, you freeze in your steps. If that's ever happened to you, that's what we call social anxiety. And I had the worst social anxiety to the point where I would not even leave the house for months. For months, I would stay at home because for some particular reason, I couldn't tolerate people, or I couldn't engage with new people or make new friends. And as a result, I became a very reclusive person and developed depression as a result of that. But there is a way out. And I would not share this information if I did not try it myself. And this is how I was able to move past that. And it all comes down to your beliefs and the actions you take. But the first important thing is your beliefs. So let's tackle that point. If you in your mind think that you're not a confident person, or you have low self-worth, or you just have negative beliefs about yourself, and before you even approach people, you think that maybe they're going to laugh at you, maybe they're not going to understand you, and just because you have these beliefs, you produce those results. So let's say you want to approach a group of people, but when you approach them, the thought that comes to your mind is, they're going to make fun of me. And when you do that, that's exactly what's going to happen, because you're going to go in there with the body language of someone that's going to be made fun of. And the way to prevent this from happening is you simply visualize yourself having success before you approach that person. Hear me out. So before you approach that person, for example, think about them, visualize them smiling back at you and just talking to you. When you have this shift in mindset, that's exactly how your brain will approach that conversation. The reason why you have social anxiety is because when you approach people, or the thing that makes you freeze, is because before you even approach that person, you already have 100 thoughts of it not working out. So how can you expect your brain to basically approach people if you are basically sabotaging yourself? So get out of your own way. That is the first step. Second step, obviously, is to visualize yourself having success before you approach. It's like, think about it. Like, let me give you an example. There's heavy weights that you have to lift. I've tried this, and you can try this experiment out yourself. Have some heavy weights that are a little bit too challenging. Obviously, have someone that's gonna spot you, and basically visualize yourself pulling up the weights. And I guarantee you, when you visualize it and then you do it, you're most likely able to reach a little more further. And you can try that experiment out in your own time. There is a lot of power in visualization, because the brain cannot distinguish between reality and fiction. If you read psychology, you know what I'm talking about. So the next time you approach someone, instead of thinking negatively, approach it with a positive mindset, and believe me, it will work. You will approach that person. And not only that, when you start telling yourself that I am a confident person, and you repeat that to yourself, even if you're not, you start to believe it. There's truth. There's some truth to the saying that goes, fake it till you make it. There's truth to that statement. And at first, when you tell yourself, I'm confident, even though you're not, eventually you will become confident. Despite having social anxiety, I tried this out. I was at the gym. I saw these two girls, and before I approached them, I visualized them happy and wanting to talk to me. And I just stopped thinking, and I just said hi to them. And guess what? it worked out well in my favor. I'm not going to go into details, but it worked out in my favor. Believe me. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Implement this advice. It works.